What's up, everybody? T-Wolves 2016 here. I'm bringing you the last 2 minutes and 20-ish seconds of the Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously not putting it on my actual TV, and I have turned my TV volume down just to kind of, not get a copyright strike. I'm sorry, I'm really giddy. The Blues are my hometown team. They're not my favorite team. If you watch my channel even a little bit, you understand that my favorite team is Chicago, and I have a story behind that. I think I've told it on this channel, but if not, oh well. Blues have played a beautiful game so far, and of course I have to jinx them. A shot goes bar down on Bennington. It's 4-1. I think 3 goals in a little over 2 minutes is just a little bit presumptuous. I think it's asking a little bit much, especially with how good Bennington's been, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. I want to do a little bit of a commentary of what's going on here, while also kind of giving my feelings about the game. I honestly thought St. Louis would win this Game 6 at home. Would win the Cup Game 6 on home ice in front of their home fans. I thought, just with everything I'd seen, it was very clear to me that just with everything I'd seen, it was very clear that the atmosphere in St. Louis and all that was just ridiculous. And so I think I think that was a really tough loss for St. Louis. But like I said, we're about a minute and a half left. Boston just keeps peppering Bennington with shots, but Bennington's just too good right now. Like, oh, an empty netter just missed a net. This is TJ Oshie, my favorite Blue of all time. I had a Tarasenko jersey, but I had a friend who was a Blues fan, who's a true diehard Blues fan, and I am a Blues fan. Again, I grew up with the team, really liked them. They never were really good, so it's kind of weird seeing them doing this well. Minute 14 left. Boston has the goalie pulled. Face-off in the Blues offensive zone. Parayko's going to launch this down the eye. Oh, no, he doesn't clear it. Okay. Put back in the zone. I can't see numbers. I just can't. Berglund gets it out. Here comes, I believe, Krejci Krejci. Krejci, the pass. I'm sorry, I can't see numbers. I'm going to stop commentating just because it's so hard. We're about 50 seconds away from watching the St. Louis Blues win the Stanley Cup, and I never thought this would be something. I didn't think that the Blues would make it this far. I'm not even going to lie. I was never rooting against the Blues. I don't really root against any teams. I like hockey as a sport more than I like any individual team, but I do have a favorite team. Everyone has a favorite team. I'm not going to pretend to be unbiased. I'm not going to pretend like I'm perfectly unbiased. I think that one goal, if nothing else, just kind of ruins Bennington's shutout night. That he should have. I'm not gonna say he should have had a shutout, because obviously I thought Boston was way too good to get shut out, and I am kind of glad. But here we go. I'm gonna turn the TV up a little bit so I can hear it, and maybe kind of talk over it a little bit so I can not get a copyright strike, because I'd really not want that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ball game. The St. Louis Blues are your Stanley Cup champions, baby. Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely happy to see people win the Stanley Cup for the first time. This is awesome. The Blues did it. The Blues finally did it. A few of the more popular asked questions are I know are going to be asked are: is this on Benning or is this on Rask? This isn't on Rask at all. Rask actually had a really good game. I just think Bennington was the much better goaltender. You throw Jake Allen in there, and the Blues don't do this well. And you can just see the dejected look on the Boston Bruins' faces. I mean, you can hate Boston all you want. But I mean, this is this is a moment of pure joy for St. Louis. I can't even imagine what Boston's going through. Obviously, Boston's already lining up to do the handshake line while the Blues are still celebrating a little bit. My favorite to win the Conn Smythe is the probably Ryan O'Reilly, because of his production in the finals at least. If this isn't a 4-1 game, I think you kind of have to give it to Tuukka Rask. I think Tuukka Rask had an amazing game, and like I said, this isn't on him at all. This is on the Boston Bruins not being able to score. Apparently, Boston only brought enough offense for 2 games, winning one 7-2, I believe, and the other one 5-1 or 2 or something like that. Either way, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but either way, I mean, Boston only brought the offense for 2 games. Their top line wasn't producing. And, I mean, this game, the first period, I was saying it from the beginning. I mean, the first period kind of showed that the Blues were going to win it for me. I can't. Sorry, I'm really fucking giddy. And that's going to get, I don't make any money off of this channel, so I don't have to worry about getting demonetized. I just hope I don't get a strike. I apologize for the profanity. That's not what I wanted to do. But I'm just really happy. I mean, I grew up watching the Blackhawks and cheering for the Blackhawks and Blues, and I never thought that the Blues would win a Stanley Cup. I'm really happy to see the Blues win a Stanley Cup. Back-to-back years of a team winning a cup for the first time in their franchise history. That's awesome to see. And back-to-back times with it happening. Actually, it's happened quite a few times recently where this cup hasn't been won on home ice. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I know Pittsburgh beat Nashville on the road. And I think that was 2017. 2018 was Washington on the road against Vegas. And now this year it's the Blues on the road against Boston. I think the away teams just have so much more to prove. And the home team can get a little complacent. Again, I want to give a huge shout out, a huge round of applause to the St. Louis Blues. The Boston Bruins are they're saluting the fans. I like that. I mean, here's the one thing I appreciate, and this isn't me trying to get on the Blues or the Blues fans or whatever. And this wasn't a 7 or this wasn't a 5-1. This was almost a 5-1 loss, and it very well could have been. But the Bruins, I mean, this is also Game 7 of the Stanley Cup, but the Bruins fans stayed there the entire game. It is a pet peeve of mine for fans to leave early during games. That being said, I totally understand that it's your money. You have the right to leave whenever you want. These Stanley Cup champion hats are interesting. I mean, they're bland. They're just whatever. I might have to pick up a Blues Adidas jersey with the Stanley Cup champions on it. Which means I also have to pick up Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't know. I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. I'm not going to do that. Checking my phone, I'm getting a lot of messages from, I'm getting a lot of messages from my friends who are in St. Louis about, are you watching this game? And I'm like, of course I'm watching this game. I'm going to look at the box score. Before they hand out the Conn Smythe, I'm going to kind of run through everything and just kind of how I feel about this. As you can see, I'm just really happy to see the Blues win a cup. I mean, as a Blackhawks fan, I'm admittedly hurt a little bit to watch the Blues win the cup, but I mean, the Boston Bruins don't do well against Central Division teams. I mean, the last 2 times they've lost in the Cup Finals have come to Chicago and now St. Louis. And, Pietrangelo will be the first captain as a defenseman to receive the Stanley Cup since Zdeno Chara did it in, I believe, 11. But either way, just to finish out the stats, this was a 4-1 victory for the Blues. Boston put 33 shots on goal to St. Louis's 20, which means St. Louis was scoring on 1 of every 5 shots, which is the average zone time for the Blues. You know, they'd get about 4 or 5 shots. And, I mean, St. Louis, I hate to say it, but St. Louis got lucky on a couple of these. But, I mean, you have to be a little lucky to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, it's not all skill. It's some luck, it's some skill, it's, you know, it's a good amount of both. Bennington played his absolute heart out. I am relieved to see that the Boston Bruins fans aren't throwing stuff on the ice. That was a concern I had after watching Game 5 in Boston. They're announcing the Conn Smythe. Oh, the microphone's not working. There we go. Come on, Blue. Ryan O'Reilly wins it, and like I said, I just think Ryan O'Reilly earned that, especially in the finals, if not, especially in the finals. He's been a dominant force in St. Louis ever since he came over from Boston. I don't think he had the best first couple rounds, and, you know, you guys, if the 3 or 4 people who actually watch my video actually, you know, comment, you know, I don't think he had the most solid playoffs going forward. But I mean, in the first round or 2, but he's been consistent and he really turned it up these finals. I'm really happy to have an O'Reilly jersey, and I might actually go get it and throw it on as Conn Smythe winner, just cause it is autographed. It's no certificate of authenticity or anything. And I mean, the NHL 19 game says it the best. I mean, the Conn Smythe is probably one of the weirdest awards to win, because it's like, it's nice that you won playoff MVP, but it's not what you came here to win. And that's why I always feel like it's a little weird handing it out to a player on a team who didn't win the cup. I think if this is just a 1-0 game, I think if it's 1-0, I think you have to give it to Tuukka Rask. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. The goals are from O'Reilly, Pietrangelo, Shen, Sanford for the Blues, and then Grzelcyk from the Bruins, kind of just saying, I'm not going to let you guys ruin... I'm not going to let us get shut out. The first goal was... I'm not going to sit here and say that every goal that Tuukka Rask allowed was justified. Because you can't say that. It's hard. There's this Bruins kid right behind the cup just constantly putting his fingers down, and I just giving a thumbs down, and it's entertaining. And now there's someone doing the... I'm not even going to do that on camera. Why are you doing that? Okay. Let me throw something away real quick. Either way, I'm really happy for the Blues. I think it's... sorry, hold on. I think this is really cool. Sorry, that's just something I need for a little bit. They're gonna... The St. Louis Blues have been waiting for this for a long time. Pietrangelo is going to go lift the cup right now. I'm going to turn the TV volume down because I think my computer's probably going to pick up a little bit, and I'm probably going to get a copyright strike on it, but it's okay. I don't make any money off of this anyway. And there are the sparklers. The St. Louis Blues win the Stanley Cup. And this is a magical moment. I can only imagine what's going on in downtown St. Louis right now. It must be going nuts. I'm pretty sure he just mouthed finally. Yep, Jay Bouwmeester. That's where my money was at. My money was at that Jay Bouwmeester was going to get it first. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of friends messaging me about the game and stuff. So then it goes to Steen. I think that's Thorburn, although I haven't really seen Thorburn play a whole lot these playoffs. I think he played in the Winnipeg series, but after that, I think he was healthy scratch. I could be wrong there. Um, I'm gonna message my friend back. Yep, the Blues did it. The Blues finally did it. I'm gonna be right back. I'm actually gonna go grab my O'Reilly jersey. It is the Turd Burger jersey. Now don't shit on me endlessly. I know this is technically a jersey foul because O'Reilly never wore this ugly ass jersey, but it's an O'Reilly jersey. It does have the alternate captains, and as you can see right there, it is autographed. I don't have a certificate of authenticity, but something I'm going to do over the summer is I'm going to try to get that authenticated, or if it's not authentic, I'm just going to probably have the number taken off, and I'll frame the number, and then I'll just throw another 9 on there. I'll have another 9 stitched on there. Just because if it's not an authentic jersey, I mean, if it's not an authentic signature, I really don't want it on the jersey because I want to wear the jersey. But either way, O'Reilly, he's the man. Really happy I have this jersey. I'm really happy I have an O'Reilly jersey. It's one of my 2 Turd Burger jerseys I have. I have that one and a Ryan Miller Turd Burger. And so yeah, I really like the jersey. I'm not really big on jersey fouls. I don't think jersey fouls are as big of a deal as some of the fans who, you know, I don't think jersey fouls are as big of a deal as people say they are. We just cut the commercial. Like I said, really happy for the Blues. This is about 17-minute video right now. As you guys probably figured out by now, I don't edit these. I just kind of record them and then pass it on to you guys. No edits, no nothing, no intro, no nothing. Congrats, Blues. I mean, the playoffs are over, and I'm really sad about that. But, I mean, the Blues earned this one all the way. I don't. I've heard a lot of people say that if Boston doesn't win this series, that the best team didn't win this series, and I think the more complete team didn't win this series. The issue is the Blues had a Binnington. I feel like there's gonna be a meme, an Avengers meme, and I might create it and throw it on an NHL page, being like, we it's like the Avengers meme of we have an army, oh well we have a Hulk. It's like a Blues fan or a Bruins fan's like we got Tuukka Rask, and goes, well we have a Binnington. And I mean, I might have to pick up a Binnington jersey now just because Binnington's an amazing goalie, and I feel like I'm going to I feel like Bennington's gonna just be a great goalie for the Blues. I'm jokingly as a Blackhawks fan being like, yeah, he wears number 50 like Crawford. That's why they won the cup. Finding stupid reasons like that. Shen, I feel like I wouldn't have been surprised if Shen had gotten suspended for Game 7, but I feel like the NHL was worried. That's the biggest thing I think I don't like about the NHL right now is I feel like calls are made or not made based solely on how the game's going so far, not whether or not it's a penalty or if it's a suspension. And they're going off the air with this, so we're going to go to NBCSN and see if they are continuing the coverage over here. Yep. The coverage is being continued over here. I'm just going to keep watching this and see, watching all the Blues players carry the cup is really cool. Again, the Blues finally have a cup to their name. Being the Blackhawks fan and, kind of, just whatever I am. We, Hawks have 6, Blues have 1. I think the Blues are really good. I think this season, I was saying from the beginning, especially after Game 5, when the Blues went up 3-2, I thought the Blues had it. I mean, hands down, I felt like the Blues won the game, had won the series and won the game, primarily because it's too storybook for them to not have won. And I mean, the only more storybook thing that could have happened is if Bruins had gone up 3-1. I don't even know who that is. Ville Husso? Why do they have I mean, that's cool that he's there, but he's not going to get his name on the cup. He didn't play more than half of the season's he didn't play half of the team's regular season games. I think that's Doug Armstrong holding the cup up right now. Blues GM. He's done a very good job. I think the Blues are going to be competitive for the next few years to come. There's Steve Ott. I don't know if Steve Ott's ever lifted the cup. I'm actually looking that up right now. I don't know. I'm not. I need my phone to stop doing that for starters. I don't know if Steve Ott has ever won a cup. Steve Ott has never won a cup as a player, but now he can say he won a cup as a coach. So either way, I'm probably going to cut it off here soon. All that's left right now is the pictures and the post game. I'll do a wrap up of the game, but I just kind of wanted to do a live reaction, because I'm not actually live. I'm just recording this and then uploading it. To the Blues fans, if I have any Blues fans who watch this, congrats. Y'all did amazing. Y'all earned this one. Hands down, outplayed the Bruins, had the better goaltending. I still think Tuukka Rask was amazing and is deserving at least of a runner-up position if they gave runner-ups for the Conn Smythe. I mean, Tuukka Rask had an amazing playoffs, and, the Blues did it. I mean, what I really want to do, I want to go party with Brett Hull now. I mean, he was hype after Game 6. I can only imagine he's going to drink himself into a coma. As everyone expected, Craig Berube is going to be named the head coach of the Blues for next season. I think right now I'm going to hold off on a prediction for next season. I do have a jersey coming in tomorrow, I believe, that I might show off to you guys, because it's a jersey I'm really happy to get. It's one of my favorite players. 52 years in the making. St. Louis Blues finally win it. They were the last of the next 6 to get in. And there's actually rumors. And they talked about this on NBCSN and NBC, where they were like, you look at it, and the Blues almost went to Baltimore, I believe it was. The Blues almost went to Baltimore, but St. Louis made a strong pitch, I believe, and so now, if I can get this, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. So that's really cool. 52 years in the making, and the Blues win the cup. I'm really happy for the Blues. I really am. I think it's awesome to see the Blues win the cup. Maroons celebrating with the Blues fans that are here. Boston fans. There are still some Boston fans watching this. I mean, I think I would stay if I had the money to actually go to one of these. That being said, I'm going to wrap up here. I'm probably going to do a post-game analysis wearing the O'Reilly jersey for reasons of just, wearing the Conn Smythe winner. And if you want to, get on me for jersey fouls, that's whatever. I don't really care. That being said, again, congrats to the St. Louis Blues. You earned it. As you guys saw, I'm kind of toned down a little bit, but I mean, the Blues won the cup. I mean, that's awesome to see. You know, I was I was kind of rooting for the Blues in this series. Because a lot of the things that I was seeing from the Bruins fans was, oh, we haven't won a championship in 100-something days, and I'm like, okay, you know, the Blues have to be like, okay, we're not gonna let you just keep winning we're gonna make sure that the Boston area doesn't keep winning championships. That being said, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna try to post a little bit more often. I am working a job and have an online class I'm doing, so I'm trying to stay on top of that. But I'm gonna try to put up videos throughout the rest of the summer, kind of highlighting any rumors or whatever, and just kind of seeing what goes on. And now I can see a couple things being thrown on the ice, so I guess my statement earlier was off, but oh well. That being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great night. It's night here. I'm just gonna start saying whatever time it is here, and then you can say whatever time you Jake Allen got a cup. That's what I didn't even realize that till now. Jake Allen finally won a cup. I didn't think Allen was ever going to win a cup, TBH. And there's Patrick Maroon showing up late to the picture. Blues, congrats, man. Y'all earned it. That being said, I hope you all have a great night, and I'll start working on that review video. Thanks so much. Peace.